JJ Adams launch day. Okay guys, so today is finally the day and we get to launch a new JJ Adams spring collection. We have been anticipating this since January. I mean, we've been looking forward to this since we got put into lockdown Christmas Day. It's been a long few months without anything much to talk about. We've had a couple of exciting launches, but certainly nothing on the scale of a JJ Adams spring collection. So I thought I would create this video to run you through the new works and see if you can let us know what your favourites are. Drop them in the comments below, leave us a like if you like this video, and follow us for some more. So you'll see that this collection offers a range of new style artworks as well as revisits to some of the previous pieces that JJ has done. In this collection we've got Doc's Auto Parts, and that is obviously a follow-up to the likes of Mel's Diner and Last Gas and the DeLorean piece Time Traveller from 2014, I think it was. It's a long time ago now, which featured the Close Encounters spaceship and the DeLorean. Obviously this one you've got the A-Team van, you've got Ghostbusters and many more. This is probably one of the most anticipated pieces from this collection. We've had a number of people who have either bought Last Gas or Mel's Diner asking if there's going to be a follow-up to them. Obviously until now we've been unable to actually disclose this information, so here you go. This is that piece. So if you want one, please do get in quick. We have got a good allocation, but we thought we had a good allocation of Last Gas and we sold that out. Obviously the image was leaked by JJ the day before launch of that collection, and we sold out the entire lot, I believe before the collection launch. If not, it was within hours. It was not a long time, and we thought we had a lot of them pre-ordered. So be quick. Next up we've got Alice in Wonderland. So obviously Alice, very good JJ, very clever. It's obviously a mix-up of one of JJ's probably most iconic characters in The Queen, where he's represented her a number of different times, be it in digital format or through the form of the lenticulars that were launched a couple of years ago. This one's a little bit darker than normal. It's got a lot more going on in the background than previous pieces of The Queen, and I think it's very interesting to see her kind of put in a different position where she's kind of been put in as a character within a film, which I find very interesting. Now there's lots of little hidden bits in this piece, such as you've got Live Fast Die Young tattooed on the rabbit's ears, you've got the Philip tattooed on the Queen's hands, you've got I Am the Walrus tattooed across her chest, obviously referencing the Beatles song. I'm assuming something to do with the Beatles, recreational activities and how that would probably transpose into the thoughts when creating Alice in Wonderland, perhaps. You've got all the Alice in Wonderland tattoos up the Queen's arm, obviously relating to the film, and there's probably a lot more that I've not had a chance to see yet. I am making this video the morning of the launch to try and get you some of the background imagery and thoughts behind the works, but I have only got a couple of hours to do this, so bear with me if I've missed some. So Alice in Wonderland, that is an edition of 145 with 15 APs. We have had to make the editions larger in some of these pieces purely down to the demand. There was a lot of people that have missed out on pieces in the last few collections, and it's getting to a point where there's no other option. JJ's had to raise the edition size, albeit ever so slightly. But off the back of that, he has counterbalanced that with some really exclusive editions this collection. So you have got a Liz in Wonderland, you've also got the Life magazine Liz in Wonderland. Now this is effectively a form of deluxe, but completely separated again from the regular edition. So this edition is just 25 and 5 APs, of which we have a very, very small number, as you can imagine. So please get in touch about that one if it's not already sold out. The frame on this one will be a black ornate that you've seen on some of JG's exclusive artworks before, with the hand splatter. It'll be gold on these ones. Obviously we can sort that out. We do a lot of framing in house, so if that needs to be changed, it needs to be changed. Not a problem. The additions to 25. You've got Alice in Wonderland. You've also got King of the Urban Jungle. Albeit not a strict edition of 25, you do have 3 colourways. You've got the yellow, you've got the blue, and you've got the pink. So these were obviously a follow-up to Deer in the Headlights from JJ's spring collection last year. The original, which we sold, which is actually over in Australia now. So that piece, the Deer in the Headlights, was so popular, and the edition of 25 sold out in no time at all, as you would imagine. So JJ wanted to do a follow-up piece to it. Now obviously the Deer in the Headlights, the stag's quite regal, it's strong, it's powerful, it's confident. The follow-up to that would be something that would counteract that. So you've got the lion, who is also strong, dominant, powerful. You've got Savage tattooed across the leg, you've got King tattooed across the backside. The idea behind this was to have them hang side by side next to the deer, creating that kind of confidence in the prey, but also the danger. To me, the lion represents being powerful, whether that's in business, whether that's in personal life, whether that's a number of different facets of your lifestyle. So I like it. I really like it. Next up we've got Pousse Patrol. Obviously this is a coined reference from the In-Betweeners film. In here you've got all the famous cartoon felines, up to no good, another part of JJ's kind of Dirty Disney follow-up. Now this is probably more along the lines of the likes of Mouse Fight and Dealing Skunk, both of which we get asked about still to this day. Customers looking to get their hands on copies, but to no avail. So again, I think this will be a popular one. It is a little bit different for JJ, it is a little bit wacky, it is very fun. Probably not ideal for a kid's room, probably more of a grown-up piece, this one, I think. And then we've got Punk Flamingos. What JJ's thoughts were behind this, I have no idea. It's pretty random. I mean, obviously, punk flamingos, pink flamingos, you've got the play on words there. I mean, there has been some kind of weird and wonderful pieces like this that have come from JJ, the likes of Stag Party, and the name evades me of the second one. Love is a Risk. They were back 2014, 2015 again, I think. They sold incredibly well. They were very, very popular, albeit they were completely off the wall. Pun very much intended, thank you. So I mean, this Flamingos piece, I think this will do well, actually. It's very different. It's probably going to appeal to people who aren't maybe traditional J.J. Abrams buyers, I think, potentially. But again, it's a bit of fun, and it's one of those pieces, I think, if you had it up on your wall, no one's going to walk in the room and ignore it, put it that way. Okay, now, this is probably my favourite piece of the whole collection. Massive Jurassic Park fan. So, a little bit biased. I have had people ask about Jurassic Park pieces from JJ in the past, and the answer's always been, well, commission one. Obviously, price-wise, that's out of the realms of a lot of people. So I'm delighted to see this. I'm so chuffed. So this is called Clever Girl. Obviously, the scene with the Velociraptor, where she corners the guy. Anyway, beside the point. Good title, great piece. lots and lots and lots of hidden gems in this, so I'll try and run through them really quickly. So I think my favourite bit is the warning: objects in your mirror may appear closer than they actually are. Obviously a scene from the film where the T-Rex is chasing the car with the kids in it. Brilliant scene. Similarly, you've got the little tyre with the rubber dinosaur inside with the ripples in it, obviously a reference to the T-Rex stomping with the water cup creating the rippling effect. You've got "this park is overrated" written on the door. You've got the T-Rex eye actually coming through the door. Again, that harks back to the same scene where the T-Rex eye appears from the side of the car when the guys are trapped inside. I mean, there is loads in this. I have to keep looking at my phone to see what is going on. I'll probably point out some more of these. We will end up doing a J.J. Abrams Hidden Gems. I will probably give that to Kelly to do, to be honest, so that will probably be later on in April before that one's actually published on our blog. But do check that out when it does. We will post that on our social media. In the meantime, if there's anything on any of these images that you can't make out or you need some further insight on, please just DM us on social, leave a comment below, or give us a call, drop us an email. I'm working kind of all the hours of the day right now, making sure that everybody's getting their questions answered and everyone's being looked after, so whatever they are, don't worry. Now, I know a lot of you will be really happy to see this. Everything is possible. So, following on from what was probably the most phenomenal response on Instagram that I've ever seen from JJ with his previous Mary Poppins piece, which was actually in fact a commission for a couple of collectors down south. This blew up, and I mean, again, JJ had launched this, actually I'm pretty sure we officially launched it at our show when JJ was there. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we did. Now, this piece we sold out of in a couple of days. Again, we got a large allocation because we were having JJ fly up to do our show. We did get looked after very well with the amount of pieces we were allowed to buy. Now, that doesn't always stand to reason that we're going to have any left after the day of launch, which is absolutely ridiculous, and all your guys' fault. Thank you. So yeah, this piece was kind of created out of JJ's love of Mary Poppins. He's a big fan of the movie. You'll have seen Mary Poppins pieces that he's done before. This is a little bit different. Again, it is a follow-up to that Mary Poppins piece that was launched a year past autumn, I think. It was the last show we did, so it would have been 2019. Jeez. So yeah, all of you that have one of those, brilliant chance to match up to it. For those of you that missed it, please get in quick, because this is going to go. Now, The Temptation of God by Dave. This is so different. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is kind of going along similar lines to Zola and Psych, and a lot of the number of Valentine's Day releases that JJ has created over the years. Love Hurts, and there's one that goes back further than that, and I'll be damned if my memory will allow me to remember it. Anyway, The Temptation of God by Dave. Obviously, this brings into character one of the most famous J.J. Abrams pieces to probably have never been seen in the flesh by anyone. And Dave, the sculpture Dave, this one here. There was only 10 of these made, and it was, I think, one of the first pieces JJ ever did. I've heard rumours of Dave prints selling for 5 figures on the secondary market. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. Wouldn't surprise me. I've never seen one, I've never been offered one, and I've been one of the top dealers of J.J. Abrams' work for nearly a decade. And yeah, I mean, this brings into like another famous Scottish film. You've got Choose Life from Trainspotting tattooed on, stenciled on God's t-shirt. You've got the Harrods bag, obviously following up to the Harrods piece that JG did, the original which we actually sold to a client down in London. There's lots in this piece. Again, it's one of those that I think is going to be fantastic to put in a big traditional house, and just everyone will think it is an older piece until you actually look at it and then realise, oh wait, Dave's got tats and shades and is shopping at Harrods. It's pretty sick. Now, this, as standard, this gets offered out in a matte black or gloss white frame. For those of you that want something a little bit more ornate, if you're wanting to make it look like that, like a traditional old oil painting, we're happy to facilitate that, not a problem at all. I have got some mouldings in mind, kind of gold or silver, black or white ornate frames. Now, these will be available if you want. You simply need to request them separately. There will be a small additional charge, probably 50 quid, or it won't be a lot. If you wanted to do something like that, we can offer that as well, because as I say, we do all of our framing in-house, just to ensure quality control and make sure there's no fluff or anything in behind the glass. We like to do it ourselves. Just if there is a mistake, it's our mistake. A creature of habit. And that, I believe, is it for the collection. Yeah. Cracker, right? Obviously I forgot one. That was always going to happen, wasn't it? So we've also got Sothebys. This piece is kind of a follow-up to the Harrods piece that JJ did back in the last autumn collection we had. Again, I'm sure that was the last show we had at the gallery. So in this piece you've got, in the window you've got the Dave sculpture from the artwork that we discussed previously. You've also got the artwork of this artwork in the window. You've got some famous artworks on the other side as well, along with the homeless chap down at the bottom with the board in front of him that says something along the lines of, "We'll draw anything for money." Obviously JJ's take on kind of the modern art world, where some stuff's just done purely to make money. Yeah, another great piece. I really like it. I think it's going to be a strong one. I'm really rushing through this because we're now about half an hour away from launch and I got a lot to do, so we'll see you soon. Back to the video. So, if you like any, please do get onto the website ASAP, get them secured, and we will sort you out. We've got a great selection of artist proofs, we've got a great selection of low edition numbers, we have some originals available. We also have access to JG's commission book. Now, we have done probably about 6 or 7 commissions throughout 2020 leading through to 2021. So we have got to the point where we do try and secure a slot within JG's commission book at any given time, whether that's for a gallery exclusive or whether that's for a client's commission. So the turnaround time on commissions is normally about 6 months. We can get them quicker, but yeah, we would love to have discussions with people regarding commissions. I love doing them. It would be myself you'd be dealing with, and I'd be liaising directly with JG and his management. So it's a great experience. For those of you who are thinking about commissioning a JG Adams original, please get in touch. It's so much fun. You'll love it. It's a great experience when done right. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear some ideas, and there's absolutely no commitment whatsoever. If you want to give us a call, drop us a DM, let us know what your ideas are. We can have a chat, and then if it gets to the point where it's not a goer, that's not a problem at all. It's always fun hearing people's ideas, and 9 times out of 10, I mean 10 times out of 10, I've never had a bad commission from JG.
sometimes JJ's ideas are so strong that he can verge away from the original brief. Almost all the time it ends up better than what the client had imagined. Once I think I've had somebody do a few changes that were a little bit drastic, but again, JJ made it work. He's a talented lad. He really knows what he's doing, as this collection shows. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, this was a little bit rushed, so excuse me if the editing's a bit rubbish, if I've rushed my words a little bit. We do have the launch in like 2 hours, so I should probably get going and get the email set up, right? Cheers guys, see you later.